Welcome to Buzz on Veterans, brought to you by Operation Budihas. I'm your host, Kris Budihas. What we're doing here on the show today is we're going to highlight veterans in our community, and we're doing their post-military careers. Who we have today in the studio is Kris Wilson from Modified Independent Evalutations, Inc. So, Kris, thanks for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Thanks
Absolutely.
for your service. So, tell us where you're from, what you did in the military, and what you're doing now.
All right. So I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Navy, the submarine dropped me off in Kings Bay in February 3rd, 2001.
Okay. Yeah.
I was medically retired. I was a nuclear engineer on submarines. So my background is actually in nuclear physics.
ET? Or?
ET.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
My dad was Navy, so I sprechen the ratings.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, how funny.
So I did that. I got hurt while I was in, actually 3 days after I re-enlisted.
Oh, wow.
And the only thing I couldn't do for the PRT was I couldn't do push-ups.
Oh, no kidding.
And they said, well, you're going to have to go do something else. So they medically retired me, and shortly thereafter, I started going back to school. And for 15 years now, I've been an occupational therapist here in Jacksonville, working in homes with seniors and people with disabilities, helping them get their life back.
Yeah, yeah. So how long has your company been around?
We started the company about 5 years ago.
Okay.
My first opportunity to do what we do, so Modified Independence Evaluations, we actually shortened our name because people get tired of saying all the letters, right?
Yeah, MiE.
So we shortened it to MiE this year. Okay. And what we do is we're the area's expert in home safety, helping seniors understand what the root cause of their fall is.
Okay.
Strength, balance, endurance, things like that. Those are not the root cause of the fall. Mm-hmm. So my company, for the past 5 years, we've been able to help workers' compensation clients all over the country. Even during COVID, I was doing Zoom assessments on homes all over the country. Along that, we're a provider with the Florida State Brain and Spinal Cord Injury Program.
Oh, wow.
So again, safety has nothing to do with strength and balance, and anybody with a brain injury or spinal cord injury is a perfect example of that, right? If they don't have strength and they don't have balance, we still have to keep them safe, and we have to figure out how to keep their caregivers safe as well.
Wow. And staying pretty busy, I'd imagine.
Absolutely. The only problem is, like if you told me you were hungry, and I said, what are you in the mood for? And you're like, I don't know, red meat or something like that. then we'd be down to a steakhouse, a burger joint, or something like that, right? So the problem is that with my company, we are the only company in the entire country who does what we do.
The only company?
The only company.
Wow.
We do not provide in-home therapy services. What we do is we go into the home with a doctor's order if we do insurance. Yeah. We go into the home, we do an assessment of the home. Okay. We assess the client or patient. Okay. And then that same day, we are done with them. Yep. And we provide them with a report of everything that we recommend. Okay. And then the other agencies that provide skilled therapy can come into the home and actually do that service. Okay. We're a one and done kind of agency, so that we can really help people understand the root cause of what can be done to make their home safer.
In your reports, how long they typically take from doing the inspection itself to generating the report and then providing that to the client or to their insurance agency? Days, weeks?
Usually what happens is we're in the home for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
I don't like to type in front of my patients and clients, so I usually go home, get a quiet environment, put all my thoughts together, put everything down on paper. All totaled, it's about 4 hours worth of work. Okay. And when it's all done, usually within 24 hours, we're sending that report back. And the purpose of that report is we're not trying to tell people that they're wrong. Okay, we're not trying to tell them that they're doing something wrong. What we're trying to show them is that there are better ways to go about maybe utilizing the bathroom. We don't have to spend $12,000 to rip out the tub when there's a $55 chair that would work over the edge of the tub.
Right.
So we provide them with those resources. I remember after I got out of the Navy, I worked for Home Depot for a while, and one of the big things about Home Depot, at least when I worked there, was you walk in, and if you need help with something, somebody's going to walk you to exactly what you're looking for.
Wow. And
that's what we do now. We have a kind of a concierge service, because we say, Mrs. Smith, you need a shower chair, and by the way, this is the shower chair that we would recommend. Yeah. And this is where we would buy the shower chair, because this is the cheapest you're going to find it.
Like I said earlier, it's almost like the IED analogy of Iraq and Afghanistan, getting left with a boom. Instead of having the accident or the event that actually, in some cases for seniors, are catastrophic, you're actually making the house safe for them,
Yep.
so they never have the accident in the first place.
Exactly. Falls prevention has to happen before the fall.
Yeah,
If
it's
it-
amazing. You're the only company that does that in the whole nation. So
Yep.
that's
There's
awesome.
plenty of other companies that do home assessments, but they also have other motivations because they're trying to get their therapists in there to work with the patient to work on strength and balance,
Yeah.
or they provide caregivers in the home and they have a checklist. We don't work with a checklist.
Okay.
I've been doing this so long that I can look at a situation and understand them medically and be able to make recommendations without having to look back at a checklist for recommendations.
That's great. So Kris, so for the audience, if they want to look you up, how do they find MiE?
The easiest place to find us is my website. It's callbeforemomfalls.com.
Before mom calls.
Call before
If
mom
that's
falls.
a calling, I don't know what
Absolutely,
is it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Four action words, and they're all right there. I don't want to discriminate, so we also bought callbeforedadfalls.com.
Okay.
But that's the hallmark of it, right? We
Yeah.
want people to call before
It's
the
cute,
falls
but
happen.
it's real. It's a real
Exactly,
thing.
exactly. We're not trying to trivialize
Yeah.
it, but the website's callbeforemomfalls.com. The company name is Modified Independence Evaluations, or MiE.
Yeah.
My name is Kris Wilson. It's spelled with a K. If you
Yep.
Google me, you're going to find me.
Kris, thanks for your service to
Absolutely.
the nation. And
I
thanks for what you
appreciate
do for our communities, make them safe.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks
awesome.
for having me on.
Awesome. Hey, today's segment is brought to you by Operation Barnabas, a great nonprofit out there in Orange Park, helping our veterans that are in need get outside situations with homelessness, addiction, or even unemployment. They have literally helped over 157 homeless veterans get back on their feet, get into employment, and back in society where they want to be. We'll see you next time in our next segment. Thank you.
Operation Barnabas is a veterans ministry, started in 2017 with the purpose of helping our veterans that kind of got left behind, and they've struggled with addictions, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, those kind of things, helping them get whole again through one-to-one mentorship.
Being able to communicate with them and help them can drastically change their life, can drastically change a family's life. The little that we can do is put our hand out and say, hey, do you want a hand up?